Hi everybody, welcome back to the Woodland Reboot. It's Peter here at the Woodland Reboot, where I built this fantastic shop. Finished it about 2 years ago, although it's a bit of an ongoing project. If you want to learn a little bit more about the shop, check out the video link above. I have some news here, some big news here for me at the Woodland Reboot. Two areas that I'm going to jump off into in the coming month or two. One's actually kind of underway. Actually, they're both underway. One's inside the shop. The other's in the back acres. Let's head into the back acres and I'll tell you what I'm up to back there. It's a little bit of a hike to get back here. Can you see them in the ground there? A couple stakes here, another stake over there. Starting to clear an area in here. So some of you have been watching. Oh, we've got a test hole down there. There's another test hole there. Another test hole there. So, some of you have been asking questions. When am I going to build the house? Am I still going to build the house? I've been talking for the better part of 2 years, if not a little bit longer, the desire to build a house back here. In this area right here, we are going to be building a 1,500 square foot house. To be exact, I believe it's 1,450 square feet. 1,450 square feet. Essentially a slab on grade. It's not technically called a slab on grade because there is a footing and a short foundation wall, so it doesn't quite technically get described as a slab on grade. Work on this site will begin. It's technically already begun. We've got test holes. We did a little bit of clearing, but real work will begin the week of July 3rd. I don't know if that's a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, but around July 3rd, when the excavation for the laneway, the building site, and the septic system are going to be cleared. And of course, I'll be bringing footage of that exercise and all the steps in the house build process to you. I think what I want to do now is let's go inside and I'll tell you about or show you the plans for the house. We submitted the plans for approval. We have our permits, septic, construction, and the house build. So we're excited. Work is going to begin on or about July 3rd. So we're really looking forward to this project. Okay, let's head inside and I'll show you the actual drawings for the project. This is the first time I've done a record screen. Bear with me. Hopefully I'm not too sloppy and slow. First sheet of the house design. Up here in the right corner, we can see that the group I worked with was called Dustin Design and Drafting. Had a great experience with them. The person who owns that company, Dustin Poole, worked with him and his team, and we put together these drawings. They pretty much pulled together the design that I told them that I was looking for and then brought it to life. It was a fantastic process. I enjoyed working with them. And we see, let me size that down a bit. We see the general outside drawing of the south face of the building. And this is what I would call the business side of the building, where we want to spend most of our time. That looks south into a grassland, woodland area. And what you see here is the main approach that we took with the design of this building. We wanted to keep it clean. We wanted to have southern exposure, lots of windows, and we wanted the structure to be simple. So cost effective in terms of building it and quick and efficient just because of the simplicity of the structure itself. It is 24 feet wide, 56 feet long, so total interior space of about 1,450 square feet. If you look at the back here, you can see there's a carport, and in the front on the deck, we've gone as far as to give ourselves a small pool, a bit of a lap pool, and we're even thinking of extending that anywhere from 5 to 10 feet. I believe it's 20 feet already, so we might go out 5 to 10 feet. Roof style is a shed style roof. Again, simple. If we scroll over here, we can see the back side of the house. Again, you see that prominent shed style roof staring right at you. And this is the corner of the house, this back side of the house, the back side facing north, of course. You'll come at this pretty much as you drive in. This will be the angle that you drive in and you approach this house. You can see how the deck wraps around here and then comes around the front of the building to where you see the pool and all those sliding doors and a lot of window space. Page 2, very simple. If I increase the size a bit, You can see those general dimensions. This is an overview of the foundation from above looking down, 24 feet wide, 56 feet long. The thickness of the foundation wall is 8 inches. And again, going with the simplicity here, there is no basement, there is no crawl space. In the permit documents, it says slab on grade, but it isn't a slab on grade. I'll show you a little bit more detail about the foundation in a few minutes. And as you can see here, there are a number of footings for that deck. Let's head on to the next page. This page provides a heck of a lot of information and obviously gives us a great view of the inside of the building here. This is the western side. So again, this face down here south. This is the western side. And on this western side, we have the master bedroom suite. Master bedroom of approximately 14 feet long. And I believe it's 11 feet in this direction. Got a master ensuite, toilet, shower, sink, and then over here a nice walk-in closet. All the doors in the rooms, and also you can see the bathroom over here, they're pocket doors. Another big feature here, as I mentioned when we were looking at the outside, is you've got these sliding patio doors. Lots of window space, and again, another access point for the bedroom right out onto that deck. So fantastic. Big window looking west, as well as a window in the ensuite looking west. Come out, and the first room that you encounter is the other main bathroom here. Well, the main bathroom. You can see we've got a toilet, of course, shower tub, double vanity countertop over here. We've got the washer and dryer, an apartment style there. And in the back, we have the utility room where all the mechanicals will be located. Come over along here, and we come into what's called the great room. Great room is almost that full 24-foot span, and I believe it's approximately 22, 23 feet wide in this direction. Obviously the kitchen over here with a nice island, 3 seating areas at the island as well. The main entry door to the building is back here, and in this area we expect to put a small table, so to add space in terms of what you get at the island here. And then in this space back here, probably have a sectional couch oriented in this direction towards the wood stove, and maybe the TV could go on a wall over here. And then back on this wall here, probably some kind of 2-seated desk area. And then over on this side of the building, which is the east side of the building, we've got 2 more bedrooms. This one here will have at least 1 bunk bed in it, maybe 2 if we can fit it. I'm not sure we can. It's obviously the smaller room of the 3 in the building. And then the second largest bedroom, this one down here, also facing south, has large windows, lots of exposure, lots of light coming in, and some nice closet space between these 2 rooms. If we go back to the great room, you see this feature here that I've been talking about a little bit already. We get the 2 sliding doors, as well as these windows on either side. These windows don't open, but allow for a lot of daylight coming into the building here. That's the general approach. And in terms of keeping it simple, you see it also here with the layout. You see that all of the plumbing required for the building is essentially located right in this area here, right? You've got kitchen. You're going to have lines for the sinks in here and for the washing, the dishwasher. Then you've got this bathroom area here and the mechanicals. So you'll have plumbing lines in here and then also here. So it really keeps it tight and efficient in terms of the plumbing requirements to be located all here. Something that's interesting and does not show on these drawings here, if I downsize it here, is that the house, imagine the rest of the property in this gray area here. The house sits like this. The septic field for this house will come out and sit over here. It's actually going to have quite a run over here. It's going to be maybe 30 to 40 feet from the side of the house, and the field will be obviously out to the west side of the house over there. So you actually won't see it that much. So that's a nice feature that we thought in terms of the building site and the location of that septic field. This one shows the perspectives a little bit better in terms of the south side of the building and the north side of the building. Just giving you a very clear, crisp look at what you see if you're standing out in the field in front of the structure. And perhaps the thing I would note here is that these windows, these transoms above the sliding doors, the plan is to have them made or purchased so that they open, just to add for better airflow inside. These 2 perspectives of the building, east and west sides of the building, hammer home that notion of simplicity. You see that shed roof staring at us right in the face and how easy it will be to assemble this structure. Haven't decided on the color of the house yet. And perhaps one of the more interesting things is that the overhang on the southern exposure of the building comes out 4 feet. This one's interesting, page 6 of 6. A lot of detail here, even though it's a simple cutaway of the project in the kitchen area, the great room. And what this picture also shows you very clearly is the fact that there is no crawl space and there is no basement to this house. So right now, these walls are drawn up, I think, at approximately 4 feet in height. We don't know if they're going to be 4 feet. They're most likely going to be less than 4 feet because I do not believe we have that depth of soil before you get to the bedrock where we're building the house. We're going to find that out, like I said, when we start excavation. I personally think that these stem walls are going to be somewhere between 2 and 3. I'm calling them stem walls. These foundation walls are going to be somewhere between 2 and 3 feet in height. You can see here we're going with poured concrete floors. They're going to be polished, and we're going to lay down area rugs and maybe add some other features. Up top here, you can see the rafters. And you can see when we go over here, they're webbed rafters. And that's it. 6 pages, lots of details in terms of information for the building crew. And there you have it, 6 pages, went through them in a little bit of detail. And as you can imagine, my wife and I are getting rather excited about this project. And here we are inside the shop. Here is a good idea what I'm up to in terms of the other main activity I'd like to really dive into here in my shop. And that's working with wood and epoxy to make some things that perhaps some people might want to buy. This one is, I can't remember what color of green this is, but this is, I believe, elm. It's about 1 inch thick. And on this one, there's some thickness planing to do, sanding, and then putting on the mineral oil because it would be a charcuterie board, for example, and you'd want to have a food safe cover on that. And then I've got this one, essentially my first commission that I'm working on. What is this? It's 26 wide, about 48 long, and the person asking has obviously got an interest in F1, and they're buying this or having this made for their child, their son to be exact. So this is something I'm working on right now. It's about 2 inches thick. This is also elm, and quite a bit of work to do on this one too. There is some thickness planing to do, and then sanding, and then putting the finish coat on that also. And then I've got a second one underway, another 26 by 48 desktop. Again, another client looking for something for a family member, and they're going to be sending me some, they've picked their colors, and they're going to be sending me some items that they want embedded in the epoxy in the middle of the two slabs here. And these slabs are cherry, and I've just recently being about an hour ago, put a sealing coat of epoxy. There's the jar that I mixed it in emptying. And the staining or the sealing just makes sure that when you start to put the rest of the epoxy in, especially with colors, it doesn't stain and bleed into the wood, making it harder to finish the piece as you continue to move through the project. So those are the two main things. The big one that I've announced and spent most of the time on this video being the house build project. So that's going to be one series that I'm going to be working on, just the house build here at the Reboot. And then the second set of videos that I'm going to really start to dive into are these ones concerning projects involving wood and epoxy. I've got a pile of dried slabs over there. The first one closest to us is oak. The second one behind there, oak. A whole pile of elm over there, miscellaneous, behind the aluminum chair. And then over here, cherry, elm, ash, and another cherry back there. Is that? Yep, 2 cherries, ash, and yep, some elm on top here. This one piece being a piece of cherry. All dried and all ready to be put into projects from the Reboot here. So those are the two main themes I'm going to be working on. You're going to see the odd video about other things that I do out here at the Reboot, as you have in the past. So in terms of the actual shop project, which has really been the mainstay of what I've been doing out here for 4 years, a project that started in the deepest days of the pandemic, I'm calling it a close on this shop project in terms of the footage that you're going to see me working on. Very little is going to go into building or additional work on the shop itself, on the structure. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're interested in these 2 new directions for my channel, and I look forward to having you for future videos.